Hello and welcome everyone to the first video of The Courage to Be Me. The Courage to Be Me is going to be a weekly video series. Here I will share with you personal stories of myself learning to face and grow out of fear in my life. A little introduction of myself. My name is Brooke. I am an international student from China. I grew up in an unstable environment and I have felt afraid and insecure since I was a child. Over the years, when I was younger, I tried to escape from my fear by distractions, addictions, and later I tried to fight against my fear by with anger and stress until I failed completely in exhaustion and the collapse of my physical health. Throughout this video series, I would love to share with you both the mistakes I've made and the lessons I've learned when I was facing fear, and how I finally learned to accept fear as part of me and use it as a tool to grow stronger, wiser, and as a tool to motivate myself forward. Today's topic is the right path. If you know me before, you might recall how obsessed I was with doing the right thing. As I mentioned, I grew up in China, and in China, pretty much everything has a standard right answer, the only right answer. And that's pretty much the way my brain was programmed. When I talk to people, I speak what is right. When I was facing situations, I feel what I am supposed to feel. When I was interacting with other people, I express part of me that is right. On the surface, I might look like someone who had things under control. I had a lot of academic success. I used to hold leadership positions. I volunteer, and I was liked by many people because I work hard. I was polite. I was humble, and I can be a happy girl when people need me to be. But at the same time, when no one's watching, I was sad, anxious, and confused. I had no confidence in my voice because I never had one. I had no trust in my inner judgment because I was always busy searching the right answer from the outside, from the other people. When I was younger, I learned what is right from my parents, and then later from the teachers in schools, and later from my peers, my friends, and experts, officials, and other authorities in person or in social media, on the internet, or in the books. 2 years ago, about 2 years ago, I was my second year in college. I was diagnosed with anxiety, depression. I had developed several chronic health conditions. There wasn't almost a single day going by without me feeling any physical pain, emotional pain, or just mental confusion. As I said, I always find the right answer from other people. And especially being in America, can you imagine how many different opinions people can have on tiny little things? And can you imagine being me and how confused and freaking out I got when that happened? And when that happened every day? So that being said, I was 20. I was 20 years old. I was confused, sad, angry, stressed. I was a complete mess. I don't know if you have ever experienced a kind of moment when something inside you suddenly clicked and pushed you to change. And for me, that moment was about to come. Later that year, I was referred by the university's psychological counseling center to a group therapy session on managing stress. As soon as I walked into that room and there was only one therapist and another patient, as soon as I sat down, the therapist gave me, both of us, a booklet a few pages long titled How to Prevent Suicide. As I was sitting there, as I was leafing through the pages, something inside me started to burst open. All the stress and confusion and emotional traumas that I've ever suppressed in me started to come up. So I said to the therapist, I said, first of all, I am not suicidal. Despite all the challenges and hardships I have been having, I do have some inner strength and endurance that I was very proud of. And then I asked the therapist that you and all the other doctors I've seen in my life have tried so hard to keep me alive. Could you tell me what's the meaning of my life? Because at that moment, I really don't see, at that moment I started to see everything so clearly. I started to see that I already live my life this way, and if I still have to keep living it this way, if I still have to keep carrying on this negative pattern, if my life is nothing but a repetition of a negative pattern, then I really don't see any meaning or any worth in my life. So that took the therapist some time to think, and I remember her answer was, everyone has different path. I know the meaning of my life, but I don't know and I can't tell yours, and you have to find it on your own. After that session, I was sitting on the grass thinking about what happened. And I suddenly realized that if I keep doing what I have been doing, I will keep getting what I'm getting, no more, no less. If I keep holding on to the same mentality, if I keep holding on to the same old way of securing and accumulating success, then there is gonna be no way I can escape from all the confusion, all the struggle, all the stress, and all the physical pain I'm already having right now. If I really want any changes in my life, I need to make it or create it myself. It was as if there were two divergent paths in front of me. One is wide, it's flat, it's straight. I have been walking on it my whole life. Most of my family and friends have been walking on it also. It felt secure, it felt familiar. And at the same time, for me, suddenly it felt so cold, it felt so peculiar, it felt so cold, it felt so bleak, and I know that if I kept working on it, inside of me, there's always gonna be this yearning for something different. And I also know that, and there's also another path in front of me, which I can't even see yet with my eyes, but I know in my heart of my heart that it exists. And the more I worked on it, the more I worked on it, the more I will see it, and the more confident I will become with each step I took. And welcome. So Welcome to the beginning moment of my soon-to-be mental and emotional breakdown. Only with the old structure gone can new imprints come into being. And that brings it to the end of today's story, and I hope you enjoyed it. You're welcome to leave a comment if you'd like. And I would like to finish with a quote from Pocahontas. The right path isn't always the easiest one. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great morning, afternoon, evening, night. Bye.